Hey, my loves. So today I just wanted to make this episode to talk about a lot of the toxic patterns I've noticed growing up around and in Black families. I'm not saying these issues only apply to so-called Black people, because I know a lot of these issues can reach anybody and can be experienced in any family, but I've only grew up around Black people, really, so I'm just going to tell you about the so-called Black experience because that's what I know best. Usually there's always different kinds of people in the family, whether it's someone who's on drugs. Usually there's someone in the family who's on drugs. They go on and off drugs at different times. They may go missing from time to time. You kind of got to watch your stuff around them because they usually steal. They tend to have addictive personalities, and it's usually just kind of a humongous elephant in the room at all times that this person is on drugs. And it's unfortunate how common it is. Crack really hit our community hard, and a lot of us, even in later generations, are still recovering from the crack epidemic in our communities. It was just really, really terrible. You can research it for yourself. But also there's a lot of toxic masculinity in Black families. The boys will get babied by their mom. I remember living in a household where I had to make my brother's plate before I ate when I was in foster care. And I just thought that was ridiculous because why am I putting him before myself? You know, I understand feeding the man of the house, quote unquote, if it was like maybe my father or my husband, but my brother, like that's weird. And then it's like the boys will get, encouragement to be sexual. It's, they can get condoms bought for them, and they can joke and laugh about hooking up and sex and everything, and it's no big deal. But let a girl at a young enough age even wear hoop earrings, and now she's being fast. Let her skirt be shorter than what's appropriate. Now she's fast. Now she doing too much. She being a hoe. Like, it takes very little to be torn down as a woman for being so-called fast in a household where a boy is encouraged to do exactly what you're not even doing. It's like they're encouraging him to have sex and be sexual, and you have to basically act like a nun because you're a girl. There's also usually a family member who's gay, or someone they say is going through some type of phase. And it's like so many people just feel the need to talk about it in the family. It's like family members always make fun of people for being gay, or they judge them, or they're like disgusted by them. And I just never really understood why it's like that, because who cares? As long as they're not hurting anybody, why do you care who someone is attracted to? Or how someone chooses to dress, or how someone chooses to express themselves. But in so many families, it's such a big deal. It's such a big deal. If you want to really see how your family feels about you, tell them that you gay, and you gonna really see how they feel about you. And just there's usually favorite kids in families. People won't necessarily say all the time that, so-and-so is their favorite kid, but you can just kind of tell by how they're treated, how the punishments go. It's like certain kids can really get away with murder, while other children, every single thing they do is wrong, And it's disgusting that parents, and not just parents, but aunties, uncles, grandparents, all those people will really have favorite kids or favorite nieces, or, how did my parents have all these children, and you pick and choose which ones you support. You pick and choose which ones you call, which ones you check on, which ones you go see. And then some of them you just act like they don't exist. Like, I don't understand how you do that. I only have one nephew in the world, and it doesn't matter how many children my siblings have. I will love each and every one of their children just because they're my niece or nephew. Like, I don't understand how people really pick favorite kids and just pick which child to support and to love. Like, any child is going to be better off without more love. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand how, as children, especially as Black children, we never get to be depressed. We never get to have anxiety. I remember suffering from all these things and never even getting to talk to my family about it because they would make fun of me, or they would call me crazy, or it would just be the topic of every phone conversation. Oh, well, yeah, she says she depressed. Yes, depressed. Can you believe it? Like, how do you ridicule people for how they feel, especially when half the time these toxic parents are the one who cause their child to feel depressed or anxious or stressed. And then they act like you have nothing to be stressed or depressed or anxious about. It's sad. A lot of the relationships, especially with parents or mother figures, father figures, can be so toxic. I don't know if you guys watched the singer August Alsina's YouTube documentary where he talks about how parents can be so disrespectful to their children. Like, they can disrespect you to the highest extent and you can never say anything. They can go as far to put their hands on you, to talk about you to the whole family, to make fun of you, to belittle you. And I can't so much as say, I don't like your shoes, or, oh, I didn't like, that meatloaf you made last night wasn't that good. I can never express any form of anything but being happy and being grateful, because it's made into something else when parents, so-called parents and different family members will make you feel bad for stuff that they were supposed to do. Like, how are you telling me, oh, you gave me a place to stay, or, oh, you put clothes on my back, you fed me. Hey, did you or did you not sign up to have a child? Because if you did, that's what you're supposed to do. That's like me going around saying, yeah, I feed my turtle, I clean his tank, I make sure he's straight, and expecting everybody to clap for me because I take care of my turtle. Did I not buy him to take care of him? Did you not have a child to take care of it? Because that's what you sign up for when you have a child. How do you make someone feel like they owe you something for some shit you chose to do? We didn't choose to be here as children. So how do these toxic parents act like we owe them something just for existing? Like, it's really a lot that goes on in the Black community. And unfortunately, people always try to say, oh, what goes on in this house stays in this house. Or blood is thicker than water. Just all these stupid ass expressions to try and sit here and act like things that are not okay are okay. Toxic is toxic. Abuse is abuse. Whether it is verbal, whether it is physical, whether it is mental. Abuse is abuse. And just because you are someone's family does not give you a right to cause them harm. And they don't have to forgive you. They don't have to keep going around you. They don't have to take it just because you're so-called family. And I just hate that in the Black community, I see so much of this, so much toxicity, and it's just swept under the rug. Like, we really need to lay everything on the table, because that's the only way that we're going to heal. That's the only way we're going to heal, is we have to air out everything that is bothering us and have open and honest conversations so we can really love each other from the inside out. How can I know how to stop hurting you if I don't know that I'm hurting you, or if I continue to ignore the fact that I keep hurting you? I'm big on apologies, but I'm even bigger on changed behavior. And our families and our communities cannot heal until we talk about these things, and until we are willing to change those family traditions that should have never existed. We got to break these generational curses and really love each other from the inside out. And it just starts with each one of us being open and being honest enough to say, hey, I'm not okay with that. Or, hey, I didn't like that. Or, hey, I would have appreciated more of this growing up. Because we need to heal. The Black community, we really, really need to heal. The Black family, we really need to heal. But that's all for this episode, you guys. Thank you all for listening. Please take care of yourselves.